Does this problem look like something that we did yesterday? Yes and no. I've heard both of them. And then somebody said kinda. So it's a general formula, ax squared plus bx plus c, right? What's different today? A is not 1. But if you'll remember, what I told you was, if we'll learn it yesterday, today is cake. And I'm sorry for saying cake when I don't have any. Okay? What did we do yesterday to start with? I found AC. Well, yesterday it was 1 times 10, right? What's it today? Okay, is that harder? No, okay, no. And what's B? 9. So, based on what we learned yesterday, what do we have to do at this point? So, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. That's the one. Winner, winner. I almost said winner, winner, chicken dinner, but then I'm going to want chicken dinner. Okay? What do I do with that? I split the B term, right? I say 2x squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 10. Wait, have I done anything hard? This is all stuff we learned yesterday, right? Okay. So now what? By grouping, right? So what's common in those two terms? I'm just looking at the first two. What's common? 2x, okay? What's left when I factor a 2x out of each term? X plus 2. Now look at the last two terms. What's common in those two? A 5. What's left when I factor out a 5? X plus 2. Does this term and this term have a common factor? X plus 2. What's left from this term when I divide out an x plus 2? Plus 5. Done. Now, you know that crazy kid that I have before you guys? Here's what happened earlier. They weren't paying attention when I wrote this down, and they wrote this down. I wrote this down, they wrote this down. Is that a problem? Are you positive? Then let's make sure. Okay, what's common in the first two terms? X. What's left when I factor out an x? 2x plus 5. What's common in the last two terms? A 2. What's left when I factor out a 2? Do they share a common factor? 2x plus 5 and x plus 2. Huh. Guys, do you understand how that might trip some people up though? Yeah, that's why I've got to show you stuff like this. Okay? Because you know and I know there's not really a crazy kid before you. But there's always that crazy kid who lives in each and every one of us that I have to make sure that I talk to every day. Okay? So, any questions about this? Okay, then let's do this problem. As soon as I can find it. Okay, there it is. 2x squared plus 18x plus 28. Now, why do people think these problems are harder? Bigger numbers. That's the only reason, right? Okay, so what do you want to do first? Combine A and C. Okay, so AC is 56 and B is 18. Okay. 1 and 56, 2 and 28, 3 doesn't work, 4, 14, 5 doesn't work. Oh, wait. Are you sure you don't want me to keep listing all the factors of 56? Pretty sure. That's kind of a waste of time, isn't it? Once I find ones that I know that work, I can just like stop. Oh, okay. Okay. So now what? Split the B term. 2x squared. Which one do you want to write first? The 4 or the 14? Does it matter? Okay. Plus 4x plus 14x plus 28. First two. 2x. What's left? X plus 2. What's common? 14. What's left? X plus 2. So tell me the answer. Uh-huh. Okay, so you remember that crazy kid from earlier? Can I show you what he did this time? He said to himself, "Self, what if instead of doing that, what if I found the GCF first?" Does this one have a GCF? What are they all divisible by? What if I factor out a 2 first? Wouldn't that give me x squared plus 9x plus 14? Oh my goodness. I still have that 2. I have to drag it along with me. Okay? But now, can't I do the shortcut here? Because isn't a 1 now? What multiplies to be 14 and adds to be 9? 7 and 2. X plus 7. X plus 2. Done. So now we have to have a conversation. Because I didn't get the same answer. Did I? Oh, okay. So this one's just like, that's 2 is multiplied in there, right? So which one's right? Not this time. Okay? They're both rightish. They're both factored. But your directions will always be factor completely. Is this one factored completely? Oh, it still has like a GCF inside the parentheses, right? So you would get a lot of credit on tests or quizzes for this answer, but not full credit because the directions are factored completely. Okay? So I purposely did this so that I could show you, number one, let's talk about GCFs real quick. Because if we'll take out the GCF to begin with, number one, in this particular problem, it gave us smaller numbers and it let us use the shortcut because the leading coefficient is now 1, isn't it? Okay? So that can help. Just using GCF at the beginning can help make smaller numbers and make the shortcut possible. It's not always going to make the shortcut possible, but it could. Okay? Plus, if you get down here and forget to factor out this 2, like that, you're not going to get full credit because it is not factored completely. Okay? Now, do you have any problem with this answer right here? Some people earlier had a problem with it. What was the problem that they had? Where the 2 was. Okay? Where do we usually write the 2? Traditionally, where do mathematicians write the 2? They write it in the front like this. Okay? It's not wrong this way, and that's definitely not something I would take points off of. But especially when we're factoring out stuff and some people are forgetting to put a sign right there, some people might think that that's suddenly plus 2, and I don't want that to happen. Okay? So I'd rather you write it like this, but again, not going to take points off because those two are the same thing. Okay? Any questions? This one and this one are right. This one's right-ish. Okay? Guys, the only way I can make this harder is make the numbers bigger. Do I need to do any examples of that, or are you good on this? You're good? Okay. Uh-huh. Like if you wrote this one on your test, I would take some points off because it is not factored completely. And the directions will be factored completely. You've got to look, when you get to the end, if you want to make sure, just look and see, does that parenthesis have a GCF in it? Does it have a greatest common factor? It does. It has a 2. So I need to factor that out. Okay? Guys, why didn't we do that on the first one? Why didn't we start with GCF on the first one? Why didn't I point it out on the first one? There's not one, right? 2 and 9 and 10. There's not a number that divides evenly into all three of those numbers. 9 isn't odd, so we can't divide by 2, right? So that's why we didn't talk about it on the first one. We just had to wait till the second one. So they don't always ease out like that one, like this one, okay? But none of these steps are hard, are they? No? Okay. Any questions?